As far as heaven and hell, what all Muslims agree to is that there is heaven and hell. Okay? There is heaven and there is hell. What they disagree in is, like a lot of Christians, who goes to heaven and who goes to hell? What is more populated, heaven or hell? Okay? There are some Muslims, like the Christians, who say only 144,000 people are going to heaven. The Christians. There are Muslims who say only us are going to heaven. Not even the other Muslims. Forget about them. It's only us. There are Muslims who believe that the vast majority of people go to heaven. And that's the school that I adhere to. It's the Shia school of thought. Where it goes, the logic behind it goes like this. God is just. That is one of the positive attributes of God. In other words, if you take that attribute away of God, then that's not God that we're talking about. So God is just. God says, follow the law. Right? Now, look at humanity. Humanity is divided into three groups. One group that knows the truth and follows it. Of course, those will go to heaven, right? One group that doesn't know the truth. Or, let me talk about the third group. One group that knows the truth and rejects it. Those are bad people, the Hitlers of the world, okay? But the vast majority of humans fall in the middle. And there's one of the greatest books that has been ever written about faith, in my opinion, is a book that's called Divine Justice, written by a scholar, Shia scholar, who gives an example in this book, or in one of his lectures, I don't remember now, where he says, let's imagine that there is a ship sailing the ocean, and the ship, they have a shipwreck. And the only person who survives is a little girl. She falls in the island, she holds onto a piece of wood, she goes on an island, and she's the only one who lives in that island. She's never interacts with another human being. The only thing that she interacts with are, birds, nice, beautiful animals. Sounds like heaven, doesn't it? No internet, though. So now she's in this island, she survives, she's in her 80s, and she dies. She's never heard of Allah, never heard of Yahweh, she never heard of the Father, never heard of Jesus, never heard of Moses, never heard of Muhammad. Does she go to hell? He says no. And he says the vast majority of people on the face of the earth would follow the truth if they were given an equal chance to know what the truth is. But he says that most people, due to environmental and other influences, are not given an equal chance to know the truth. The Quran actually supports to a great degree his view. So the vast majority of people go to heaven. Now I like what he does there because some of us work harder than others. So he says heaven is different ranks. Okay? So you might live in a lake and somebody else might live in the ocean. But torment, he says God is merciful, God is graceful, God is just. He says even torment is not eternal for a lot of people. Some people will be tormented for horrible things that they have done, but God will only decide when he gets them out of there. But I personally contend that some people deserve to be tormented forever. Those are the ones who killed a lot of people. I mean, Hitler killed over how many? 25 million people? That would be, I tell you, I mean, if I go to heaven, I don't know if I will. I have a Catholic friend of mine the other day made a statement that was very funny, but it's true. He said, I don't know. He said, I tried to be good most of my life. He said, probably in the day of judgment, I'll get a C+. So maybe I'll get a C, I don't know. But let's say that I get a C and I made it into heaven. Imagine you're walking there and you look to your right and there is Hitler walking. Say, God, I could have killed a lot of people and you would have put me in heaven, I hated that neighbor of mine that I wanted to kill, right? But logic tells us that some people do horrible things against God's creation that they bring torment upon themselves. Sometimes it's worth a year of jail. Sometimes it's worth, hundreds of years, for all we know. Did I answer your question?